The leaders of China and South Korea agreed on Sunday to bolster efforts to aid Japan's disaster recovery as they met with Japanese Prime Minister to smooth over the differences on Tokyo's handling of its post-tsunami nuclear crisis. Prime Minister Naoto Kan hosted Chinese Premier Wen Jiabao and South Korean President Lee Myung-bak in Sunday's summit. Japan hoped the meeting would present a unified front after Beijing and Seoul criticized its response to the nuclear crisis and that it would lead to an easing of restrictions on the export of Japan produce. On Saturday, the three leaders met in Fukushima to demonstrate their joint desire for Japan's recovery from March 11 earthquake and tsunami. The disasters left more than 24,000 people dead or missing and sparked an ongoing crisis at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. Japan has been particularly concerned that the excessive fears over the contamination of Japanese produce have led to unnecessary trade restrictions. China and South Korea had both expressed fears over Japan's imports and criticized Japan for allowing the release of water with high radiation levels into the ocean. In a statement after Sunday's meeting, the leaders agreed that the safety measures should be based on informed policy and overreaction should be avoided. Wen Jiabao suggested that he was willing to consider easing restrictions if proper safety was ensured. Wen and Lee also agreed of a bolster effort to help Japan with its overall recovery. The leaders also discussed security with the Korean Peninsula as the main topic. Though closely intertwined economically, Japan, China, and South Korea have a number of issues that have kept them at the odds over the years. China is North Korea's most important ally, though it is seen as threat by both Seoul and Tokyo. Territorial disputes also have soured relations between Japan and its neighbors.
Several national disasters have caused some deaths and damages over the weekend, including the eruption of the Iceland volcano, Japan's 5.8 magnitude earthquake, and Malaysian landslide that killed at least 20 children. Iceland's most active volcano has started erupting just over a year after another eruption on the North Atlantic island, shutting down European air traffic for days. Iceland Meteorological Office confirmed that an eruption had begun at the Grímsvötn volcano, accompanied by a series of small earthquakes. Smoke could be seen rising from the volcano, which lies under the uninhabited Vatnajökull glacier in the southeast Iceland. A no-fly zone has been designated for 120 nautical miles or 220 kilometers in all directions from the eruption. Grímsvötn last erupted in 2004. Scientists have been expecting a new eruption and have said previously that this volcano's eruption will likely be small and should not lead to the air travel chaos caused in April 2010 by ash from the Eyjafjallajökull volcano. Last year, Eyjafjallajökull eruption left some 10 million air travelers stranded worldwide after winds pushed the ash cloud toward some of the world's busiest airspace and led most northern European countries to ground or planes for 5 days. Whether widespread disruption occurs again will depend on how long the eruption lasts, how high the ash plume rises, and which way the wind blows. Another episode of earthquake struck Japan's eastern coast on Sunday. At around 7 a.m. of Sunday morning, a 5.8 magnitude earthquake struck at the eastern coast of Honshu. The earthquake somehow caused panic to the people around Honshu, for they are thinking of another tsunami might occur. Adding up the theory of the Judgment Day on May 21st, authorities said that there are no reports of incoming tsunami. The earthquake did not cause any damage to the eastern coast of Honshu. A landslide buried 20 children and 4 adults at a Malaysian orphanage on Saturday. The bodies of 5 children ages 8 to 17 have been recovered. 6 children and a 30-year-old warden who were critically injured were pulled from the mud and rushed to a hospital, according to the district police chief Abdul Rashid Wahab. Heavy rain had likely caused the landslide that hit the orphanage for the ethnic Malay Muslim boys in a rural village in the central Selangor state. Rain was still falling in the evening and hampering rescue work by some 200 firefighters, police and others. Residents of several houses near the orphanage were told to evacuate amid concerns of further landslides.
When we come back, we should have 2 very interesting interviews, one with the recovery of Toyota Motors with the Toyota Motors General Thailand, and also another one with the election effect on the Thai economy with Kun Vichut Jantathap from the SCB Asset Management.